Today is a day that could go down as a landmark day at the Wisconsin State Supreme Court.
The 7 justices heard one of the highest profile cases the court has seen in years, one that could change how much power each political party has at the state capitol. We start our team coverage tonight with political reporter Will Keneally, who has been tracking the arguments. Will?
So that balance of power comes down to this idea of legislative redistricting. That's the idea that how you draw the maps for state assembly and state senate have a big impact. For example, packing Democrats into fewer districts, giving them fewer legislators and less representation here at the state capitol. Now, that's exactly what liberals were arguing in court today, but there's also a reason why we might be seeing this debate right now.
Everybody knows that the reason we're here is because there was a change in the membership of the court.
This April, liberals regained control of the Wisconsin Supreme Court for the first time in more than a decade. That started a countdown. 4 months later, new liberal Justice Janet Protasewicz would be sworn in, and liberals could reverse many conservative policies through lawsuits. And at the top of their list, throwing out the state's legislative district maps. Within a day of her swearing in, they had already filed a lawsuit.
We should not allow maps when a minority of people in the state are allowed to rule a majority. I mean, that's what I'm hearing them say.
Liberal groups argue that the maps pack Democratic voters into fewer districts, and that gives them fewer lawmakers and less representation in the Capitol. They're trying to throw out all the maps, arguing that they are broadly unconstitutional. For example, you shouldn't have islands like these. Now, the new liberal court is likely to throw out the current maps, which were drawn by the Republican-controlled state legislature. That fact drew frustration from many of the conservative justices earlier today.
Respect for prior decisions is fundamental to the rule of law. Stare decisis is the preferred course of judicial action because it promotes even-handed, predictable, and consistent development of legal principles and contributes to the actual and perceived integrity of the judicial process.
So now we actually could see the court rule on this case relatively soon. If they want new maps in place before the 2024 election, they'll have to rule pretty quickly. Candidates, for example, for next fall's election will start circulating nomination papers as soon as April. And our team coverage continues with Catherine Merck, who was outside the chamber during the arguments.
That's right. Well, while you were watching things inside the Supreme Court, I was on the outside in the rotunda, taking a look at one side that made themselves particularly vocal today. Take a listen.
We want fair maps, we want fair maps, in our fair maps, in our fair maps.
Many groups calling the current state maps gerrymandered say they benefit the Republican Party in the state, which is the majority of the legislature. Through songs and chants this morning, the executive director of the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign told me the groups weren't staying silent on the matter, even if it's already in the court.
We want to see more competitiveness. I think everybody would want to see their districts be more competitive, so better ideas and better politicians come out of them. There's a lot of people that are concerned and want to make sure that not just for them, but future generations, they've got fair maps.
The groups had plans to travel to Milwaukee and Green Bay as well today, and they told me they're going to continue to come here to the state capitol and other places throughout the state until they feel represented in the state legislature. Reporting live from the state capitol, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.